name is Caitlin, and I'm going to be helping you today. So, what's your name?
I'm Lisa.
Okay, so it's nice to meet you. Is it okay if I call you Lisa?
Yeah, that's fine. And
Okay.
this is Emily.
Hi, little Emily. So, if you want to go sit down over there, that would be perfect. So, I have snacks and drinks if you want any. The restrooms in there.
Okay.
So, I just wanted to see what's been going on today.
Well, I really don't know what to say to you because I don't want to be here. I don't really see a point. I don't know how you're going to help me, but I got a lot of issues going on, and I really need just to figure them out and figure out what to do for me and Emily.
Okay. So, have you ever had any counseling before?
No, I haven't, and I also don't know of anybody like in my family that has, so I have no idea how this works. I feel like I'm just telling my problems to a stranger, and like, why do you care, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how this whole process works.
So, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be trying to do this session.
Okay.
So, this session's our first session. We're just getting introduced to each other. So, I understand that there may be a lot of problems going on. So, because we have a short amount of time, we're going to try to address the things that are concerning you, and we're going to prioritize the things that need to be addressed right away so we're not so stressed. Does that sound good? Okay. So, I'm going to be trying to help you figure out some answers, but I'm not going to give you any advice to your problems. And I'm just going to be in a safe space where you can share anything.
Okay.
Let me know what's been going on.
Sorry, I'm getting a text actually.
Okay. Well, since we have a short amount of time, would it be okay if you could put your phone down so we can be focused?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. So, is there any questions about what me and you are going to be doing today?
I'm kind of worried about anything. Like, I'm scared to talk to you because my baby's father, he doesn't know I'm here. He thinks that I'm at the grocery store right now, you know, just running errands. He gets really mean sometimes, and, you know, he would call me weak, and he would, you know, say a bunch of names to me, and he might even get physically abusive if he found out that I was here. So I'm really worried to tell you anything. And also my mother, me and her don't have a good relationship, and I really don't want her, you know, in my business or knowing anything that I say to you. So I'm just not sure how to navigate this.
Okay. So, the main thing you're worried about is called confidentiality. And that has a big deal to do with our session today. So, confidentiality is a rule that I can't tell anybody anything that you've told me. This is a safe space. What we say in here stays in here. I don't get to go run out and tell your teachers, tell your mom, your boyfriend, anybody. Even if they call me and ask, I will not tell them unless you give me permission to tell them.
Okay.
The only things that I have to tell is if you're hurting Billy, if anyone else is hurting Billy, anyone's hurting you, anything like that. As long as you're not hurting yourself or others, or they're not hurting you, it'll all be okay, and it'll all stay in this safe space.
So sometimes the baby's father, he does hit me or, you know, throw things at me. So what are you gonna do about that? You know, because I know you said you're not gonna tell anybody anything, but if he is hurting me, is there a way that I can get some help, or can you help me with that?
Yeah, so would it be okay if we got the police involved?
Yeah, I think it'd be okay.
Okay, so that might be something we have to talk to them about.
Okay.
Since he's abusing you. So we'll definitely look into that
Okay.
and get some of their advice on that. So before we fully start, here's a little confidentiality paper that I need you to sign.
Okay.
Just to prove that I told you everything,
Okay.
that everything stays in this room. And there's a pen for you too, if you need to sign
you.
a pen.
And so you're 100% sure that if he calls, because I don't know how I'm going to keep hiding these sessions from him. He's going to get suspicious eventually, and he's going to wonder, you know, where I am or what I'm telling somebody, because he's always told me that it'll be 10 times worse if I tell anybody what's happening. So even if he calls up here, you're not going to share it, right?
No, I promise I'm
Okay.
not to share.
Okay.
That'll stay strictly between us.
Okay.
Thank you for signing that. So the purpose of this meeting is because you were referred to me by a social worker for your missing your school days, your grades, and everything. And the school social worker ended up telling me that you're actually a year behind what you're supposed to be. So
Yeah.
can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, so I got pregnant with Emily my sophomore year of high school, and I didn't really tell anybody at first, but then I started to show, and obviously it was noticeable. And the people at my school were really mean. Like, the girls they would just call me awful names, and everybody, they saw me as like the school slut, because I was a pregnant teenager. And I get that it's not ideal, but I didn't mean to be in this situation, and I'm just trying to do what's right for us. But I couldn't keep going back to that school when they were just mean to me every day, and I didn't see a point. Like, why do I need algebra? How is that going to help me and my daughter, or English? Like, reading ancient books, that's not helping us, it's not teaching me how to care for her or how to make money. I had too much other things going on, and I just stopped going, I guess.
I understand. Girls at your age are so mean,
Yeah.
so ruthless. So, but school is something that's really important. So you're gonna have to get a job, take care of Billy, you're gonna have to support her. So most jobs these days you have to have a high school diploma for. So we're gonna have to keep you keeping on, we're gonna have to get you figured out with your grades, we're gonna have to keep working on progressing with all that.
So I know I'm behind, and I really don't want to waste any more time at the school than I have to. I really just want to get done. Is there any way I can, get caught up, or?
So our school actually offers summer programs. So you can come during the summer, we can knock out a few classes,
Okay.
and I'm sure we could talk to some teachers and try to get you involved. Maybe you could take some online classes.
That would be really good for us, I think.
I think that'd be really good too. So I heard that you have been abused. So what has your boyfriend did?
So it's a long story. I'll start at the beginning, okay? So one day I was just shopping at Walmart, me and my friends, and there was this really cute guy. He was there also, and I noticed him. I think he was like kind of checking me out, and he was older. So I'm 16, and I think he looked like he was in his 20s. And an older guy checking you out, it's so exciting, especially when you're young. So he actually followed me and my friends to our car that day, like not in a creepy way, but just to ask for my number, and we started Snapchatting, and then about a week later he invited me over, so I went and I hung out at his house, and I thought he was super cool because he had his own place, and I don't know anybody else that has their own place. So we hung out, and my mom has always done drugs, and I've tried to stay away from them, but when me and him started hanging out, he always had cocaine in the house or marijuana in the house, and he would have friends over, and they would always do it, and they would always encourage me to do it as well. And it wasn't a smart idea, but I started using also, and then a couple months later after meeting him, I found out that I was pregnant and that we were gonna have a little girl, and I was so scared, but I didn't have a choice. I had to raise her. So I told my mom, and she got really angry with me, so she kicked me out of the house. So I had to move in with the baby's father full time, and it was fine during the early stages of the pregnancy. Before I had her, we were okay, but then when I did have her, I found out that he was running around with some other girl, and he actually had another baby on the way. This was really hard to find out, and then he was spending all his time with her, and I tried to bring up hey, this is our child first, I need you to help me care for her, and he got really angry. We got in a really big fight one night because he came home and he was strung out. I'm not sure what he was on, but he was on something, and he started throwing things at me, and I was shielding her, trying to not get her hurt, and he ended up, the more that I hid her from him, the more that he would put his hands on me, and he pushed me up against the wall, and I don't know, you never know. Some days he's in a really good mood when he comes home and everything's great, and then other days it's like a tornado is coming through the house, and I'm not sure what to do because I don't have anywhere else to go, and we're about to get evicted, but he's the one that has all the money, and so he gets to make most of the decisions as far as where we live and what to do, and I can't go back to my mom's house. I really want to get away from him, but I don't know what to do when we get kicked out.
Do you think the drugs may influence his actions?
I think they do. I think he's already an angry person, but I think they make him angrier. And, you know, I've tried to ask him to get help. I'm still using myself, but I'm trying to wean myself off of it. It's just really hard to, you know, quit cold turkey. But I tried to ask him to get some help, but he doesn't believe in anyone helping him. He said he'll do it himself, but I know he's not going to change and he's not going to stop.
Okay, so first we need to worry about your safety. So we need to get you out of that house, out of the situation. And that's not really a good environment for Billy. It must be
Yeah.
really stressful for her
Yeah.
and for you. So I found this center that we can send you to.
Okay.
They can help you with shelter, food, they can help you find a job. They can really
And
help you with
is she going to get to come with me? Because I don't trust anyone else taking care of her.
Yeah, she'll get to come with you and stay with you.
Okay.
But the only problem with that is if you keep using the drugs.
Okay.
They'll have to take her away.
And I want to quit. I need some help doing it. Does this center offer any kind of help with that, or do you know anybody else that does?
They do offer help. They have a rehab center built into it,
Okay.
and they can help you with your issues,
Okay.
with your drug issues.
Is it okay if I take this paper home with me and okay. I'm gonna
Of
look
course.
over it and, you know, read more into it, and then maybe the next time I'm in here, you can help me start, because I don't really know about any of this process or how to fill out all this paperwork, so I'm gonna need your help with that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I can definitely help you with that. So earlier you were talking about your driver's license,
Mhm.
and you didn't have one.
No, so I'm 16 and, you know, all my friends are getting new cars and they're driving and it's so exciting, but I have other priorities, so I just haven't taken the time. And, you know, I have to have my birth certificate in order to get my license, and that's at my mom's house, and I'm really, like, scared to go over there by myself to ask her for it, because I don't know how she's going to react. Me and her don't really talk that much. I took my boyfriend's car one time. The first week we met, I was just gonna go to the store to get us some food, and I had a tail light out, I think, so the police pulled me over for that. They asked for my license. I had to tell them I didn't have one, and they were really mean. The cop was yelling at me, and he told me I had to get out of the car and I wasn't allowed to drive home. Someone else was gonna have to come pick up the car, so he brought me to the house, and that made the baby's father really angry that I got in trouble for that. So that was my first fine for driving, and then my second one was I really needed to get to school that morning. This was when I was still trying to go, and I'm trying to keep my grades up, and my mom said she wouldn't take me, and the baby's father had the car because he had to go to work, so I took my mom's car without her knowing, and she called the police on me, so before I even got to the end of our road, they were waiting, and that was my second ticket. And I think I owe like a couple $100 in fines, and I really want to get my license, but I'm not sure how to get them paid off or how to even begin to apply for a license.
Those sound like really scary situations. So I think the best way to pay for the tickets and everything would first be get a job. Do you have any available time for a job?
I'm not really sure. I have a sister that is willing to watch Emily if I need her to. She works from home, so she can watch her all the time, but I know I gotta go to school and I still gotta care for her, so I'm not sure. I can't have a full-time job because I have too much responsibility towards her, and I'm not sure what to do. So maybe a part-time if there's one.
Yeah, I think that would be a really great step.
Okay.
So for homework, do you have Wi-Fi at your house?
I do.
Okay. So if you could, you can look up part-time jobs in our area, and you can write them down or take screenshots, and we'll come back and we'll look at them together, and we'll help you find the best fit. And I can help you come up with a resume and all that stuff.
Do you think they would? So like I said, I'm still using a little bit, so my drug test is gonna come back positive. What do you think I can do about that as far as getting a job? Because I know most of them are probably gonna drug test me.
They might. So maybe first we can help you with the drugs. Like we can move you to the center. They can help you with rehab, and hopefully it shouldn't last too long because you said you're already trying to get off of them.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best bet.
Okay. Is it okay if I grab her a bottle? She's just
Yeah.
getting really fussy.
Of
Okay.
course.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. Take your time. I'm gonna take a few notes if that's okay.
Okay.
So the notes I just took, I will keep them locked in a file cabinet.
Okay.
That only I have the key for, so I promise no one else will find them or anything. So, oh sorry.
Sorry. So my baby's father, we never went to court for sure about custody. But you know, he's never done anything to harm her, just me. Does that mean he's still entitled to rights to her, or can I apply for full custody? I'm not sure who to talk to about that.
You can apply or file
For full custody? Okay.
Yeah. I can help you with that. We can go to the courthouse one day together
Okay.
if you want to do that. And we can work on getting his rights terminated if that's what you want, or you can have part of his rights.
And is there a way for me to get a restraining order against him? I'm just worried he's gonna, if I move out, I'm worried he's gonna try to come find me.
Yes, you can definitely do that.
Okay, and do I have to tell him that, or does the cops tell him?
No, you don't have to have any contact with him.
Okay.
Like after the session, if you don't even want to go home, you don't have to go home. You can go to the courthouse, file a restraining order. The cops will go and give it to him.
Okay.
So we'll keep on working to get you safe.
Okay.
And little baby. So I think our session, our time's coming to a close. So is there anything else you want to talk about?
I'm not sure. I'm just feeling kind of overwhelmed right now. Like I know that you're helping me, and I'm really glad, but it just feels like a really big hill that I'm about to start climbing, and I'm just not sure how I'm gonna do it. But I'm definitely gonna go home and I'm gonna look up some jobs, and I'll come back and we can discuss them together, and maybe you can help me find one that is the best fit for me. And I'm also gonna look more into the housing because I really want to get out of the house. I think I'm gonna have to go home today and pretend like I got groceries and everything just to keep the peace for right now. But I'm gonna start working on packing up my stuff and packing up Emily's stuff, and maybe by the next session you can help me start applying into this housing.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah.
So it was so great seeing you today.
It was great seeing you too.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
I hope
you.
to see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye, little Emily.